All right, so we are finally here. The season has taken its sweet damn time, but it is now finally upon us. We are so close to week 1, and the Eagles are getting ready to take on the Lions, and I am getting ready to take on some embarrassment because I am going to sit here and I'm going to finalize my Eagles record prediction. So let's get into it.
You want Philly food?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today we're gonna do the Eagles prediction, man. We're gonna get into this. I ain't gonna elongate it too much longer. Be sure to like it, that subscribe, join the family, right? Join the ride, all that, join everything. Let's do this, man, because I just want football. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of all the talk. I just want football. So we're gonna go over all these games, and I'm gonna give you the reasoning why I believe we'll win or lose these games. You guys let me know in the comments. Y'all know how it works. So we're going to start with the Eagles versus the Lions. A lot of people are telling me to be worried about these Lions, that they are, and they are. They're a well-coached team. They're a well-put-together team. They have a lot of young talent. Jared Goff is a quarterback that can not necessarily win you games, but he's not going to go out there all the time and lose you games. So he's going to keep you in these games. Last year, we saw a lot of very close games. So we saw a lot of, games they could have won. Other than the Eagles game, it looked like we just slaughtered them. So maybe they're coming out for revenge. I don't know. I have a really good friend. Shout out to my guy, Speak Easy Sports, excuse me. He's a Lions guy. We're going to definitely have him on to talk about this game. But I got the Eagles winning. I definitely have the Eagles winning. If I had to throw a number out there, I think that we start off strong. I think that, this offense is kind of chomping at the bit to really get out there, right? So especially after a preseason game like last against the Dolphins where we had basically no offensive output, I think that Jalen Hurts and gang are ready to go out there and put on a show. So I think it's going to be a high scoring game, but I do think our defense will be able to get some big plays off of Jared Goff. So I'm going to say 24-10. I think that we're going to put up some good points. I don't think they're going to necessarily. So I think it's going to be a high scoring on our end. 24-10 is what I got. We go out there and we start our season off at 1-0, and I love it. And then we got the Vikings, man. Vikings at 8:30. I believe that's a Monday night game, if I'm not mistaken. That is going to be an interesting one. Vikings are another team. A lot of people are telling me, be careful. They have obviously a very good offense. You're going to see Justin Jefferson, who a lot of Eagles fans kind of associate themselves with because we did pick Jalen Reagor over him. So we're going to see Justin Jefferson. It'll be interesting if Jalen Reagor is still on the team at that point. It's interesting to see if he even gets reps at that point. But look, first Monday night game, first primetime game last year. I believe we were undefeated in primetime games, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to give this to the Eagles, all right? I'm going to give this to the Eagles, but I do think that it's going to be a very close game. I think it's going to be an offensive showcase. I think that it's going to be something along the lines of like 33-30, maybe a little bit higher. I think it's going to, we're going to win it by a Jake Elliott field goal type of situation, but a lot of offense. I don't see us, going out there and putting on a show defensively against the Vikings offense. I do think that they have a good offense, but I will give the Eagles this one. And like I said, I think it'll be a close one. I think it'll be an offensive game, and I'll say 33-30. That's the number I'm going to put in. And then we have the first game at Washington. Obviously, this is the Carson Wentz game. We go to his house. We play him in his new home. There's been a lot of talk about him in this offseason, that not very good talk. There's been a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of accuracy issues, a lot of decision-making issues, a lot of the same things that we heard in Philadelphia, but it is what it is. Part of me wants to say we're going to split with these guys, and I could see us maybe losing at home, especially coming off 2 big wins, a hard-fought game, in my opinion, against the Vikings. Maybe, that short week of rest, you only have 6 days in between those games, so you only really have, 4 days of practice. As much as it pains me to say this, I'm going to say that we lose to the Commanders on the first one. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I think this will be the defensive game that we, are kind of expecting. Washington has a good defense. Obviously, we are hoping to have put together a good defense. And even if we didn't, I don't think Carson Wentz is that good. So I think that he'll make our defense look better. He's done it for a lot of teams, right? He's done it while he was an Eagle. He made a lot of defenses look good. So I'm going to say that he's going to make our defense look good. We're going to probably make their defense look good, which they are good. I'll say we lose this, but it's going to be a very, very close game. And it's going to be a low score. I'll say 2017. I think it'll be one of those games that we look at it and we're like, look, maybe Jalen didn't have the best of games. Maybe there was just a play or two that we messed up that could have really put us over the top. I think it's going to be one of those type of games where you're just looking at it and you're like, let's learn from that and move on. It hurts, but it is what it is. And then we have the Jaguars, right? The Jaguars, another interesting storyline. We're going to have Doug Peterson. So back to back, you got, your 2017 reuniting in 2 weeks. So you have Carson Wentz, and then you have your Super Bowl winning quarterback, Doug Peterson. He's coming to Philly. So he's going to walk by his statue. Every Jaguars player is going to see his statue as they walk into our building. Will that help them? Will that hurt them mentally? I don't know. Will that help the Eagles? Will that hurt the Eagles mentally? I don't know. How are people like, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Fletcher Cox, guys that played with him, how are they going to feel? I don't know. But I do know one thing. I don't think the Jaguars are, and I'm not going to say I know. I don't feel that the Jaguars are there yet. I think that they are putting together a good team. I think that Doug Peterson is the type of coach that gets the best out of the players you have. And I don't think that this situation will be any different. But I do see us winning that game, and I hope that it's handedly, if I'm being 100% honest. The number I'm going to put on it, I'm going to say, and this is all off the top. I didn't even really go into this, thinking let me make score predictions, but apparently I hate myself. So I'm going to say 24. I'm going to say 27-14. I'm going to say they get good too, probably an early touchdown and then one in garbage time. And I'm going to say our offense does their job, probably scores most of their points in the first half and kind of puts them away early. So I'm going to say 27-14. We beat the Jaguars. So if we're keeping track, that's 1, 2, 3, and 1 that I got us at. And then we go to Cardinals and we go to Arizona. Another storyline, we should be seeing Zach Ertz. We won't be seeing DeAndre Hopkins. So, the yin and yang. Zach Ertz, when he went to Arizona last year, he was a top 5 fantasy tight end still. So, I'm not saying, obviously, fantasy football is all about stats, but that just shows that he was being utilized in that offense. With DeAndre Hopkins out, I don't expect that to change. So it will be interesting because he's going to be a very big part of that offense. And that's not something that I think you go into it last year thinking until you hear about the DeAndre Hopkins suspension, right? So it's going to be interesting. We're going to have to stop Zach Ertz. Can we? Do we have the linebacking core? It's going to be fun, and you get to answer a lot of questions in the beginning of this year, right? The Lions, you get to see what the heart is with this team because the Lions are a scrappy team. Can you just go out there and win a dogfight? The Vikings have a great offense. Can you just stop a great offense? Washington Commanders, great defense, and then obviously the storylines behind it. The Jaguars, not the greatest of teams, but a sneakily good team. And then again, the coaching staff that kind of has the ties to the Eagles because there's a couple of them there. I believe they got Press Taylor over there as well, if I'm not mistaken. And then you get to the Cardinals, you got Zach Ertz. Can you stop him? You get to answer the question, is your linebacking crew actually better? So I have us at 3-1 right now. Going against the Cardinals, this is tough. Is Kyler Murray enough? Is Zach Ertz enough? Is, the young bulls they got at wide receiver, is that enough? I don't know. They have a pretty good defense. We have one of their, main pieces to their defense last year, obviously, in Hassan Reddick. Does he have a big day? I'm going to say he does. I'm going to say he does. I'm going to say that this defense makes the plays that need to be made in order for our offense to take advantage of it and win this game. I'm going to say this is another close game. I'm going to say that the Eagles do win this, though, and I'm going to say 27-21. That's what I'm going to go with. A late touchdown that wins us the game, I think, set up by our defense. That's what I'm looking at for that game. So we're at 4-1, all right? We're at 4-1. I think that's fair. I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree with maybe the Cardinals, maybe the Vikings, maybe even the Commanders. You guys think we'll win that game? I can see us winning it as well. All right, now we get to our next primetime game, and it's against the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have gone through it this offseason. Obviously losing Amari Cooper, obviously now losing Tyron Smith, it looks like, for the full year. It's tough, man. It is tough for them boys out there. It is not something you want to see. As a football fan, I'd rather play the Cowboys when they're at full health because we're going to hear all these excuses. I will say the Eagles won the Super Bowl without their left tackle, so I'm not really trying to hear the excuses. It sucks to lose them, but I'd rather play you at Full House. Anyways, prior to the season, prior to all these injuries, prior to this offseason, I probably would have said that we're splitting with these boys. I'm really starting to get to the point that I feel like we're going to sweep these guys. I just don't feel like they're that good. I don't feel like the NFC East in general is that great. I think Washington is the only team that's kind of stood pat. I have said that I think that the Giants are going to be second in this division. That was like a bold prediction. So, you're supposed to be bold, right? You're supposed to say something that's bold, and that was my bold prediction. But I do think Washington, talent-wise, should still be, 2 or 3, and with Dallas slipping, they may slip into 2. So I do have us losing to them, but I don't think we're going to lose to the Cowboys, man. I don't. I think we're going to sweep. I think we're going to sweep the Cowboys. Shocking, Maybe it's the hate. Maybe it's because James didn't want to do best of enemies today. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. But maybe I'm being petty. But I do think we're gonna sweep them. I think that they've gotten worse by the day, if I'm being 100% honest. So I got us sweeping them. And then the Steelers. Also, Cowboys score. I'm gonna say without an offensive line, it's gonna be hard for y'all to really score on us. In my opinion, you don't have the wide receivers. You don't have the defense. You have the defense, excuse me. But that's it. I say it's 20-10. I'm going to say the first game is 20-10. I'll say it's like a defensive battle, but I think we're going to beat them. And then the Steelers. I don't even know who their quarterback's going to be. I think Kenny Pickett's been going off for them in the offseason, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to say we win that game until I'm proven otherwise. I mean, maybe I'll change that like mid-season or something, but as of right now, I don't see us losing that game. So I say we win that game as well. So, all right, maybe I am getting a little bit unrealistic again because I got us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 going into the Texans. And we're not losing to the Texans. So then you say we're 7 and 1, right? And that Texans game for some reason is a primetime game. And then you have another primetime game against the Commanders. I said that they were going to beat us the first time. I don't see them beating us the second time. So I got us winning that one. So we're 8 and 1. Going into the Colts. I will say Colts with Matt Ryan are a more formidable team than the Colts with Carson Wentz. I think Jonathan Taylor is going to be able to he's going to have his way probably with this defensive line and linebackers. We have a lot of young guys, and Jonathan Taylor's a proven commodity. So, and then you look at the wide receivers they got. I know Pittman was able to, kind of do some big things last year. They got a decent offensive line this year. I'm going to say that the Colts probably pull it out against us. I think this is another one that we look at and we're just like we were a couple plays away. So we finally lose another game. All right, so right now I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2. So we're at 8 and 2. Packers, I've said time and time again, I think that until I see that this defensive secondary is way better as it's supposed to be, it's hard for me to believe that Aaron Rodgers is not going to, go off against our secondary. So right now I'm going to give, even though they don't have the wide receivers, they are kind of, relying on a rookie and out of South Dakota who seems to not even really be cracking the top 3 as far as wide receivers goes. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do at the wide receiving spot. I know that, they obviously have a 2-headed monster at the running back position now. Maybe they utilize that more. And then you obviously have Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's one of the best players at the position. So right now I'm going to give that to the Packers. And this is a little bit of a slip because the Titans game is going to be tough. The Titans game is going to be tough, and that is late in the season. So it's going to be interesting to see if by that time who their quarterback is. Because if it's a Malik Willis, it's going to be a totally different team. If it's still a Ryan Tannehill, we'll see what happens. If it's Ryan Tannehill, I have more faith that we could beat Ryan Tannehill. I just don't know what Malik Willis is, to be honest with you. Malik Willis has shown that he has that crazy arm strength, obviously can run his tail off. I don't know how my defense can react to that. So I don't know how I should score this because realistically, if the Titans have Ryan Tannehill, I do feel confident that we can stop Ryan Tannehill. Derrick Henry is one of those guys. You're not going to stop him. You can only hope to contain him. This is a tough one, man. And I don't want to just say we're going to lose just to make a number sound good, right? Like, I don't want to just say we're going to lose a game just to say we're going to lose it so I have more losses. Like, right now we're at 8-2, 8-3. I'm going to say we lose this game. And the only reason I say that is because they have a good defense. They have a more proven defense than we do right now, in my opinion. Their offense obviously ran through Derrick Henry, but even when he went down, they were still able to put an offense together, and a pretty darn good one. They were the number 1 seed, So I will give it to them right now. I'm going to give it to them. I'm going to give it to them. Even though A.J. Brown, I think, is going to go crazy against his former team, I'm going to give it to them right now. The Giants aren't going to beat us this whole year. They're not going to beat us. So, yeah, we're not losing that game. Right now, we're at 9-4. So the Bears, I don't see the Bears beating us. That's 10-4. The Cowboys, I said we're going to sweep them. If we are going to lose, it's probably going to be at their house and this late in the season, right? We're 10-4, depending on what the Giants are looking like, depending on what the Cowboys are looking like in Washington. We might not be fighting for much right here. Right now we're at 10-4. I'm saying we win this game. We're sweeping the Cowboys. Yeah, we're sweeping the Cowboys, and then we might lose to the Saints. So I'll say we lose to the Saints. So I have us at 5 losses, I believe. So 12-5. I have us losing to the Saints, to the Titans, to the Packers, to the Colts, and to Washington once. So 12-5. That's not bad. I felt like I was being a little bit dramatic in the beginning of it, but we went on a nice little streak. We had a 3-4 week slide, and then we kind of came back to, and we won some games to close out the season. So 12-5, I feel like is fair. I think that's fair. The only games I can see us maybe losing that I said we will win, maybe the Cardinals game. That's really the only one. And we could honestly, you could flip the Cardinals game and the Saints game. Maybe we win the Saints game, lose the Cardinals game. But I feel comfortable with that. So I'm saying 12-5. That's my record prediction. If you don't like it, I understand. Because honestly, I just sat here and talked about it for 20 minutes, and I don't know if I really like it that much. I don't know. We gonna see what happens though. So 12-5 is what I'm locking in. You guys let me know what you're thinking. And content creators, if you made it this far, if you rock with me, bro, let me see your video. Tag me in a video. Make a video of your record prediction. Tell me why. I want to see your video. Even if you're just not a content creator, tag me in your video. I want to know your record prediction. But if you made it this far, I love you. You're an amazing person. You have a great smile. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like you should know that. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Peace.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here cool on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division